And you sort of get like a little boost, you know, for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you're back on pace, and then you're thinking, actually, no, I'm absolutely knackered again. I did it. I completed the London Marathon 2021. Yes. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is me, Runningman Sam, proudly wearing the London Marathon 2021 around my neck. And it's actually quite heavy. It's quite a big old chunky medal, this one. Oh, I'm finally feeling a little bit normal again after a few days of feeling like an absolute penguin. Oh, it was absolute agony. I've been walking down the stairs like a penguin, like I said. Stairs have just been an absolute nemesis. Been looking at them thinking like, how on earth am I going to navigate these? My recovery has done really well. I've been taking some my Active Root recovery drink or energy drink that I've been talking about. I'll put that here. And also as well CBD stuff with the CBD balm and the CBD droplet sort of thing. Also been using my Hydrogun recovery gun a lot. Again, you can get this with the link below. It is one of the most quietest massage guns out there, and really powerful as well. And honestly, without this massage gun and all the sort of recovery stuff I've been doing, I think I've been a lot more of a worse place than I am at the moment. But we're going to talk about recovery a little bit more. So today I'm going to talk about the London Marathon. I didn't get any footage of the London Marathon because, as you guys probably know, if you don't already know, I was going for sub 3. I did unfortunately miss that target. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But I just thought I don't really want to be worrying about with the GoPro and trying to talk and then still trying to do those sort of 6:50, 6:45 minute mile-ins. I just thought I didn't want that to be the reason why I didn't go sub 3. As it turns out, I didn't go sub 3, but it is a shame because some of the scenery there, the crowd, it really was absolutely amazing, and I'm sorry that I can't share that with you guys. Hopefully you understand that the time target that I was going for and the reason why I didn't and all that sort of stuff. You super understanding fans, you. But yeah, I know I would have liked to have done it, but hopefully you understand. Anyway, the point of what today is going to be, I just want to talk about the experience, talk a little bit about how it went, the splits, as it was happening, that kind of thing. And then I want to come back on a few other videos and talk about some of the pros of my training, what I think went really well with my training, some of the stuff that maybe didn't go so well or that I should have maybe included more of in my training. I'll come back again with another video talking about the RC Elite 2, which is a shoe that I did wear for the London Marathon. Just talking about how that performed. We're not going to talk about that today. Quite a lot of people have said, how was it shoe for it? I have done a post on Instagram, which I'll link down here. Well, put a sort of picture to, and it's a link in the description to runningman_Sam. You can check that out there. Just talking about it briefly, but we will talk about it in a lot more detail. My goal target, as I said, was about 2:54, but hopefully just anything under sub 3. Anything under 3 hours I would have been more than happy with. The goal was to set out a sort of like a consistent pace of 6 minutes 40 per mile. I'll put the kilometer splits up here. I'm not very good at them off the top of my head, but I'll put that there for you kilometer strangos out there. Just joking, I know it's 50-50 split. And that was my plan. Set off absolutely freezing beforehand because stupid me, everyone else is there with like the tin foil around them and got bin bags on their shoes and throwaway clothes, clothes that they're just not bothered about throwing away. Well, they're me rocking up in my Fab Kids kit, with I had the arm sleeves on, so I was a little bit prepared, but just freezing cold, needing to go wee, and number 2 about 1,000,000 times. But yeah, I wish I did bring a jacket or a coat or something like that beforehand. I'm not putting that down to why I didn't get my time. That's just something that I would do differently again, is be a bit more prepared for that beforehand. So I had a couple of like them little chocolate croissant things with an Active Root energy drink a couple of hours before, which is full of sort of sugar cane, sort of natural sugars, and ginger, which helps settle the stomach, because I didn't want it to be needing to go number 2 on the way round. And also it's got a load of electrolytes in there as well. So again, I'll put a link to that in the description, the active root stuff. I did take a couple of Imodiums as well beforehand, because I just didn't want that to be an issue at all, worrying about needing to go to the toilet or anything like that. Everyone's weeing in a bottle as we're ready to go, because we're all just so nervous. First 5k was pretty much all downhill. Like I said, it's a shame I haven't got any footage for you to show you, but yeah, the first 5k was pretty much all downhill, and I actually thought that I was being quite sensible. I'll put my splits up here, but I tried to keep it under control. I could have quite easily done like sort of 6:20, 6:15 minute miles then, without even really feeling it, because as I say, it was all downhill. I could have just sort of gone with the hill and let the body do the work. So I was actually being quite reserved at those sort of 6:40, top end of 6:30 minute mile in pacing. Just trying to think, well, this is only 5k. I've got a whole 26 miles to go. Don't do too much too soon. So yeah, so I was under control there. And actually, if you look at my splits, until about sort of mile 9, I was feeling quite comfortable. I was feeling in control, and it felt quite a steady pace that I wasn't really working too hard to achieve. Then it sort of all went downhill. It wasn't really anything in particular. It wasn't like I didn't cramp up. The shoes didn't all of a sudden start playing up. Just felt tired. I was just feeling like I was working hard, and thinking that this probably isn't how I should be feeling 9 miles in. I should be probably feeling a little bit better than this. Up until about mile 15 or 16, I still was sort of on target for sub 3 or as close to 3 hours as possible. My splits were going a little bit slower, but I think mentally I was thinking, I'm struggling a little bit now in terms of like keeping this 6:40, 6:50 minute mile pace. Let's slow down a little bit, because we've still got a long way to go. So let's slow down, be sensible, keep some energy in the tank. And I was more around about sort of 7 minutes, 7:10, that sort of minute mile in pace, just to try and bring things under control. Mile 15, 16, I really did start to struggle. And that was when mentally I was in a bad place. I was just thinking like, oh my goodness, I've still got like 10 miles to go. I'm feeling like this is not good. And I tell you, this is where it becomes an absolute mental war zone. The crowds are amazing. The crowds are keeping me going, definitely. So many times I'd run past someone in the crowd who I knew or didn't know, going, go and Runningman Sam, or a couple of people that don't know your name and they're cheering you on. It was amazing. That sort of stuff really, really did help me keep going. And you sort of get like a little boost, for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you're back on pace, and then you're thinking, actually no, I'm absolutely knackered again. And that definitely helps with the mental warfare that you're going through during that sort of, well, for me, from 16 miles, 15, 16 miles onwards. And towards the end, I think from about mile 20, that's when I was really, really struggling. Again, the crowds were amazing, going past people that were, again, that knew me or didn't know me, just sort of calling out. That really did help me keep going. And I think that's one of the most amazing things about London Marathon is the crowd. There were drums. Annoyingly, my watch was about a mile out. So, it was saying I'd done 25 miles on my watch, and it was only 24-mile marker. Obviously, I'm going by the official time as my new PB. My watch says I did it in 3:09, but I'm going by the course. But that was obviously putting me off a little bit, looking at that, saying like I've got a mile to go when realistically I had 2. But I just sort of held on for dear life at this point. There's so many times I thought, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. I'm just going to walk, I'm just going to walk. No, don't stop, I'm just going to walk. It's like just a yo-yo of emotions between me, between wanting to stop, not just like permanently stop, but just walk, and no, just keep going. If you stop, you won't go again. And in the end, I finished it in a respectable 3 hours and 15 minutes and half, I think, maybe 30 seconds, 28 seconds, something like that. Now, looking back, I do think maybe I expected a little bit too much from myself for the mileage that I was putting in. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on this in the pros and cons of my training, so I don't want to talk about it too much today, because otherwise this video will just go on and on. As I say, it's just more of a recap of the day. So just quickly want to talk about fueling, what I did in terms of fueling. So I had the Maurten gels, I had the Revy strips, the little caffeine strips, and in my pocket as well I had wine gums, some paracetamol, and I think that's it, yeah, and some Lucozade Sport in my hand. I was trying to take a gel every 4 to 5 miles, which I did, and I was taking a Revy as well, basically around about the same time, maybe a mile just after the gel, and I think that went really well. Again, I'm going to talk about my nutrition in a little bit more detail in another video. I don't think I can blame the nutrition, I don't think I can blame the shoes. I think maybe just looking back from the whole day's experience with the training that I put in, I think maybe I did just set out a little bit too fast. I know that was target pace. I think I should have maybe started more sort of like 7:10, 7-minute mile pace, and tried to do some negative splits towards the end, like my friend Craig did, who did amazing on the second half of the race. I just completely died. I'll put the graph here, you can see me just completely falling off a cliff. I was well on target for about 15-16 miles, but we're not running a 15-16 mile race, we're running a marathon, and I failed to pace correctly for that. But I think there's a load of things I can take away and learn from it and move forward on. And you guys will probably know that I was going, I'm not going to do a marathon again, never going to do a marathon again. Before the marathon, I'm saying, after this, I'm never doing it again. During the marathon, I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I'm never doing this again, this is pure torture. Afterwards, I'm thinking, definitely not, definitely never doing that again. And then 2 days later, I've entered the ballot for London and Berlin, so I don't know what that's all about. I think it's just because I got unfinished business with the distance. I want to go sub 3. I want to get that done. I want to get that ticked off. A few people as well have asked me to do a live stream Q&A. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you're interested in. I would like to do that. I haven't done a live stream for a while. I won't have a super duper guest on with me, but yeah, you can have Runningman Sam on a live stream if you're interested. So let me know in the comments below if this is something that you want. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Any sort of questions or anything like that, as always, let me know in the comments below. Again, if you don't already subscribe to the channel, then please consider doing so below and hit that like. It really does help this video grow, and if I'm taking the time to do these videos, if you can take that time to just quickly hit that like, it would be really appreciated. It takes a lot less time than it takes me to video and edit this, so that would be much appreciated. As always guys, I've been Runningman Sam. This has been a super duper video, and I will see you guys in a bit.